Next, I'd like to try out another way to format text that's very popular and used in a lot of cases on websites, and that's lists. Let's open up the tryout lists file. And you can see that we've got a number of ways that we're going to be using to format our text into lists. So let's open that up in our text application as well. And here we can see that we've got a heading for each one of the sections, and we've got some text inside that needs to be formatted in a list. Now, as you'll notice, we've got a few main different types of lists. Ordered lists, where we want to indicate our content is in a specific order. Unordered lists, where our content could actually be in any order, we just want it included as an item. And we also have definition lists, where we've got terms and definitions to deal with. Let's take the first one. Now, I'm going to go to our text Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here. And what we're going to do is add some list tags. The list tags for ordered list is OL. So I'm going to add an OL tag here at the top. And I'm going to add a close OL tag here at the bottom. Our lists are a little bit different than the tags that we've seen so far in that they include actually multiple tags in order for them to work. We've got one set of tags to indicate the beginning and ending of a list, and then we need another set of tags to indicate the beginning and ending of an item. I'm going to put those in line here, and I'll use the LI tag for list item. Now, of course, we need a close LI tag at the end of each one of these. So I'm going to copy and paste my beginning LI tags for the rest of the elements. And I'll copy and paste the close LI tags for them as well. Now we've actually got the structure set up for a full list. And let's save our page and see how it looks. Once I refresh, now you can see that each one of my items appears on its own line, and each line starts out with a number. Our ordered lists use numbers by default, but we can change that. So let's go back in the code and try it. Now, this is one of the first times that we'll change that by using an attribute. What we'll do is we'll go into the ordered list tag itself, and remember, attributes just add information to the tag. I'll add a space, and I'll use the type attribute. Attributes always are a name with an equal sign, and then some value for that name included in quotes. So I'll add the quotes first. Now, the types I can choose from for ordered lists are letters, and I can indicate that I want to use capital letters by using a type capital A here, close the quotes, and that will replace my numbers with letters. Let's save our change. We'll go back out to our page and refresh, and now you can see we're using the ABC letters instead of 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you wanted to use lowercase letters, you would simply replace the capital letter A with the lowercase a. I'll save that change, and we'll refresh the page, and you can see all the letters are dropped down to the lowercase now. Now let's try out unordered lists. Here I've got some items that don't really have a particular order. We set it up the same as we do an ordered list. I'll go back to my document, and the first thing we want to do is add some list tags. And this time I'm going to use UL for an unordered list. Now, like normal, I need a close UL tag at the bottom. And we're simply going to use the same list tag we did before to identify each one of the elements. So I'm going to copy the list tag from the top list, and we'll first add it to each one of the beginning of our items, and then add a close list at the end. Now let's save our page and see how that looks. Each one of our items has also been dropped down to its own line, but this time we're seeing a bullet or a dot in front of the item instead of some kind of ordered indication. Now, just like the ordered list, you can change that item as well. And we use the same attribute. For instance, I'll go back to my UL tag, and we'll add in a type attribute equals quote, and I'll use square. Let's save our changes. I'll go back to my page and refresh it. And now you can see that the round dots have been replaced with little square dots. Our last list type is similar, but in this case we have a term and a definition that we'll be trying to distinguish. So let's see how that gets set up. I'll go back to my document, and again we want to start out with a list tag grouping all the elements together. For this one I'm going to use DL for definition list, and I need a closing DL tag at the bottom, just like before. For our elements, we're going to have two kinds of list elements. We're going to have a term and then a description. You can see that we have that for each case here. And we're going to use two different tags this time to distinguish the elements. First of all, I'll use a DT tag for all of the terms. Now, in the case of our content, it's going to be the word element and the word attribute will be our two terms. I'll need a closed tag at the end of it, and I'll need the tag at the beginning and the end of both of those items. For the description part of the element, I'm going to use a DD tag, short for definition description. And again, we need a beginning and ending tag for each one. I'll do that for both definitions. And we can save it and test our page and see how it looks. Now you can see in this case, each one of my terms has been pulled over to the left-hand side, and each one of my descriptions has been indented a little bit and moved down on the next line. Of course, like the rest of the items we've been working on, we'll see how we can stylize this further using CSS later in the lessons.